This is the Virginia Beach Police Department. You're going to be tested physically. You're going to be tested emotionally. You're going to be tested psychologically. And we absolutely are going to test your integrity. Nothing will be given to you. Period.
Today's courtroom demeanor, you have me all day. Yay. Nothing? Yeah. Wow. All right. I'm getting ready to start my introduction, and I look through the double doors, and here comes my two recruits, and they have a cake in their hand with candles lit and balloons and all this shenanigans, and they came in and they sang happy birthday, and they got me, is what I told them. I said, all right, that's well played, you guys got me. If you want a piece of cake, they're gonna cut and pass because I gotta get through this PowerPoint. So as we get through this PowerPoint, eat away.
Yeah, we're already starting late.
No trap. I really thrive on courtroom demeanor because that's where their reputation kind of begins, and I go into very good detail about how their integrity and their reputation, it lies on them once they walk in that courtroom. 3 P's in the courtroom. Preparation. It's on you guys to prepare for court. You know, their uniform, how does it look? Do they look like a soup sandwich, or are they dressed professional? Their uniform squared away, and they're respectful to the judge. You know, sunglasses aren't hanging off their lapel and jackets and things like that. Dirty shoes, I mean, you name it. You're gonna see it, okay? Don't be that guy, okay?
Courtroom demeanor, you know, how to testify a case, how to behave in court, how to properly testify to something from your summons.
And how important it is to testify to the facts of the case and not go outside of that. All right, so things we're going to cover. Preparation for testimony just in general, all right? We're very detailed in how important it is to testify and give a very detailed description of what happened to the judge and everyone in the courtroom so that everyone can understand what happened that day. And then we put them through a mock trial.
All the good work you can do on the street can immediately be overdone if you don't have the right presence of mind when you step into that courtroom, step in front of the judge. You know, a good defense attorney can overrule multiple days worth of work in 20 minutes.
Every single one of you have to prosecute a case.
You got to pick your own misdemeanor charge, you got to pick your partner that you were going to accuse of that.
And it was in fact Miss Whitney Andre here that we are charging with possession of a controlled substance.
And so one of us plays the judge and one of us plays the defense attorney, and we give them a hard time, but they learn from the mistakes that they make.
My memory serves me correctly, Your Honor, motion to strike. I'm not understanding as to why this officer has written a summons for the possession of heroin, why you would write a summons for a felony and bring it into general district court.
They overturned basically everybody's case. It was really interesting to see how you think you know the elements of a crime, and then somebody with any knowledge can just whittle apart your whole case.
You said went right through. Could you please explain what went right through means?
It really kind of helps them get the nerves out of, we're not judges and attorneys, but it allows them to get up in front of that stand in a controlled environment and testify and raise their hand and swear under oath. So it turns out to be a really fun day for them and as well as for us.
He just admitted, he's willing to admit, yeah, he's a victim of a crime, you just charge him instead.
Bertram. I'm told that you do a rather spot-on impersonation of me, and I'm curious what that makes and sounds like.
Bertram, what kind of officer do you see yourself as?
I asked that question.
I said, and I answered it right back, just in the exact tone. I said, well, ma'am, one that doesn't take any shit.
I didn't realize you were playing me at the time.
I didn't realize you were playing me at the time.
That last month, you're really starting to let down your guard a little bit as an academy instructor and accepting them as a peer.
We will actually take a trip up to Richmond to the Holocaust Museum.
The trip up there was nice because the instructors were getting more and more personable with us.
Yeah, the trip was interesting for its dichotomy in that regards, because the bus trip up was fun. The instructors were, switching seats, getting into our personal lives. And then we got to the Holocaust Museum, and it's a very somber setting, and there's a lot of emotion to be felt there.
Ladies and gentlemen, first I want to thank you very, very much for being here. There's several ways many of these people survived.
They go, they get the tour of the museum, and then they have a little bit of time to kind of walk around and check out things on their own.
I think when we all initially went, we just thought it was going to be just a chance to do a road trip. We didn't really understand the meaning behind it.
History is important because if you don't know where the heck you are, how the heck do you know where you're going to go?
For most folks, it's pretty enlightening because one, they've either bypassed that era of history in their own studies, and if they're open-minded enough to see it, then they kind of get that aha moment during the presentation.
All 14 of my aunts, Andrew, all 14 of my uncles, all of my cousins, all of my distant relatives, all of my grandparents, every single one of them were slaughtered in the Holocaust.
I remember there was one wall full of kids' drawings, and my son is young and he does sort of the same sort of drawings, and it was just, I had an actual real emotional moment about that. And then you realize that you have a responsibility to the citizens you protect as well. You have to protect them from everything.
The recruits would learn empathy and that side of police work.
With power can come corruption, and this is what can happen when you're in an unchecked environment. We have to remember that we're there to protect and serve, not oppress people. And it was just a stark reminder of how bad things can go.
You're more enlightened than when you first came in here. You have more knowledge, you have more wisdom. But it's absolutely useless until you do something with it.
Our goal is that they have an open mind when they go there and they take something back. If we don't know about our history, then we're kind of destined to repeat it.
In my 11-year career on the department, I've been on the honor guard for 9.
Now, when we get close to the memorial, I will ask for a moment of silence. You better not let me hear you say a word.
We do ceremonial things for parades. We present colors for conferences, academy ceremonies, award ceremonies, and of course the main reason why most people join the honor guard is to be a part of the team that lays our brothers and sisters to rest. I think it's important for our recruit class to understand what we do and why we do it. And having our memorial down at the oceanfront, I have started taking the classes for a run. It's a 5-mile run that they know about. It's kind of an eye-opening experience for them to actually put eyes on our memorial with names from people on our department that we've lost. And we discuss the stories and the incidences that happened for them when they were killed in the line of duty. And I talk about the fact that they're at that stage, we're right at graduation, typically right in that time frame, and I explain to them that they are getting ready to be a part of the biggest family they'll ever be a part of.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your law enforcement police memorial. The Police Foundation got together and went out, got a lot of sponsors to put money together to build this for us, for the Sheriff's Department, for State PD. This is ours. And I go into that a little bit further and into why I joined the Honor Guard is because of that right there. It's a way for me to pay back respect to my brothers and sisters that were killed in the line of duty and make sure that, number one, their family is taken care of and they know that we are there for them, not just during that traumatic event and that time frame, but that they will never be forgotten. If I leave you with anything, 6'2", I leave you with this. You are, again, about to be a part of the biggest family you'll ever be a part of. And it doesn't matter whether you like each other, whether you want to go have drinks together. It doesn't matter. When you put that uniform on day in and day out, you are a part of a family.
It was awesome. Ever since then, I've already considered wanting to join the Honor Guard. You hear the stories of the things that happened and, you sit and think, what can I do?
Virginia Beach Police Department, end of watch, June 23rd, 2003.
I think it's a great tribute to have the memorial we have, and especially those that have the red patch for Honor Guard, and especially MPO Johannesson, and knowing how much it means to her. I look up to her a lot, so I really respect that she does that, and hopefully I get the opportunity to do it as well and maybe stand next to her.
When you leave here today, whether you like us or not, whether we taught you anything at all, that you understand one thing. We will always be here for you, no matter what. And I think our staff proved that with Velasquez in your class. I hope to God we never have to put any of y'all on this wall. I hope we don't have to add another name to this wall. But reality, guys, it's gonna happen.